Hello and welcome. This is Mike Walker. I'm working in Blackpool today, down the road at the Imperial Hotel. I thought I'd come early and get some nice time-lapse or bracketed shots or long exposure shots, not quite sure what until I got here, of the wonderful North Pier in Blackpool. And this is a great place to come and get some pictures, especially on a day like this where the lighting's quite good. It's been raining, but it's stopped now. And get some long exposure shots of the water under the pier. So let's have a go. The time-lapse idea was out as there wasn't enough cloud movement, so I concentrated on long exposure with my Lee Filters Big Stopper. I go into more details about the Big Stopper and the workings of it in the previous video we shot at Embalse de Pedreira. But here I was happy with the 8 long exposures I got. Because it was a grey overcast day, I thought the picture screamed black and white. All shots were taken at ISO 100 with shutter speeds between 5 and 60 seconds. I used my Lumix G Vario 14 to 140mm lens with varying focal lengths. I always shoot using the natural profile and in full manual mode. Let's go back to Lightroom and take a look at how these raw images were edited and how they went from this to this. And here we are in Lightroom. Let me just press F on the keyboard to go full screen. And there's the raw image from the camera. And looking at the image, I like it. I like the composition. There's one or two things that I want to get rid of. One is this person here. I can remove. And there's another person here. Although that composition is really nice, but probably just a bit too far away to have any impact on the picture. So I'd also get rid of, this is a distraction to me because it didn't really say anything. There's a seagull sat on top of a handrail on the other side, which doesn't really mean a great deal. So it's just distracting, and I wonder what that is type of a thing on the photograph. So I'd get rid of that, and I'd also get rid of this pole because there's movement in it. It was actually some sort of a light that moves in the wind. And it's out of focus at the top, so that's not really saying anything, and again it's a distraction, so I would get rid of that. So pressing F on the keyboard again, let's go back into the Lightroom window and let's make a start. What I'll do now is get rid of the bits that I don't need, so clicking on the spot removal tool and clicking on zoom there. Let's just close the bracket keys. And we're just going to remove this like that. And he's done a reasonable job, although we can see a little bit there of step. Let's just press H and find out where it's selected from. We could just move it up. You see how that's lining up now? Maybe we should move it in a bit. I don't like that dark area. Let's go to there, because that's nearer. Got a slight, and there. Right, we're happy with that selection. We've just got a little bump there. We could repair that. So just closing the bracket keys, make that a bit smaller. And if we just go across there like that, it will then select another piece of the walkway. We just need to make sure that's about there'll do, and there with that, that's that person gone. Now let's go back up to this area. Let's remove this. As I say, I just think that's a unnecessary distraction. It doesn't say anything, doesn't add to the picture. That's fine, and we can at least move the top part of this person here, make the bracket keys a bit bigger. and let's just go across there. I'm not too bothered about catching the rail because I know I can select, I can get the selection with the rail in it, so I'm just making sure I don't leave any holes. Yeah, that's okay. So if I just come out a little bit to 2 to 1, and let me just move that down. We could actually do this. I think that'll be fine because we've got the rail back. I'm happy with that. Then I want to lose the post. I'm just grabbing the space bar now and dragging across, and I don't like this post. Let me just come out to there. If you press and then select Shift, you'll get a straight selection, and there it's gone. The only thing left to do is clear up this rubbish at the bottom of the steps. So again, spot healing brush, obviously a bit smaller now. The good thing about Lightroom is on the steps, because there's lines, it will pick up and do I reckon a really good job on this. See there, and things here. I'll speed this up. Right, okay, I'm happy with that. We've got rid of all the rubbish. It looks nice and clean now. We've lost the silly pole and the strange thing there and the person there. So now let's start to develop this image. So I'm pressing F on the keyboard to go back to the Lightroom window, and the first thing I want to do is make the picture black and white. So I'm going to click on the black and white key there. I'm going to go to basic. The exposure I'm going to just drop a little bit, just an absolute tad, and I'm going to drop the highlights. Shadows I'm going to go up. Whites I'm going to bring right to the right hand side of the histogram, and the blacks the same, down to the histogram. Clarity I'm going to just add a little bit of clarity, 13. I'm just looking now, should I have straightened the image? Is that image straight? I'm just going to check that. I'm going to go to transform and just check. Yeah, I'm going to go to auto, and that seems to have leveled the image for me. Detail, let's just add some sharpness to the image. I'm going to go about 65-ish. Just check on the masking, so holding down the Alt key and sliding the mask up until the sky is virtually black. The black part of the image will be unaffected by the sharpness. So I'm happy with that. Noise reduction I'll just perhaps put to about 20-ish, 21, 22, somewhere around there. In the effects panel I like to just increase dehaze, because that certainly adds to the contrast and also brings out the sky. I'm going to go way up to 34 on that. So let's pick a radial filter. I could go straight down. Let's see what happens if I do that. I think I will go straight down because I'm going to do something with the steps. Let's just do it this way. Now see the lovely detail we've got in the sky there. We're just going to decrease the exposure a little bit more. I think at least one stop. I think about there is good. Same at the bottom, but I'm not going to go straight on this one. I think we'll just angle this slightly. Let's try that and push the whole thing forward. About there. And I think perhaps not quite as dark on that, but 0.82 looks good. And then I'm going to do a couple of radial filters, one on the steps. I just want to illuminate the steps a little bit more. So I'm going to do this, just spin it around, get the right angle for the steps. Something like this. Not too big because I don't want to affect the sky or the foreground, so I'm just going to brighten the steps up a little bit, so I'm going to increase the exposure about half a stop. About half a stop looks good. And then on the sea, we're just losing a little bit of clarity in the sea, so I'm going to do another radial filter here, just to bring out the sea a little bit more, or the detail in the sea. I think possibly near the pier, about there, and that's looking nice. I could spend hours on this picture, but I think we've done all the basic things there. Let's have a look at before and after. There's our before image with the people and a pretty insipid looking colour, and now it pops there, and that's looking very nice. Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe and share on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever your choice of social media. I love the atmosphere of black and white images, and when it's a grey day like this, you can be sure with the help of Lightroom, you'll still end up with a really good image. I intend to keep on taking pictures like these and share them with you here on my channel. So keep in touch and hit the notification bell down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.